In this lesson, we're going to be creating reference planes and elevations to set up an in-place mass family. In-place massing can be weird, but when it comes down to it, they aren't. It's just like a regular family in that you need to establish a ton of reference planes, and in the case of a 200-foot wide building, a bunch of levels as well. The objective of this lesson is to start a new model and start laying out a grid in which you can easily start placing massing on. To get started, open Revit and follow along. As you can see from my example, we have a pretty funky shape here. It's pretty bumpy. It's kind of neat. So if we can take a walk inside of it here, just to get a look at what we're going to be doing. So if we come along inside, I'm a little higher than the door, but that's okay. We'll see that there's not a straight line anywhere in here. So how do you accomplish something like this? Well, you do it with the massing family. We'll be creating a curtain panel system as a family, and we'll be loading it into this model to create these shapes you see here. Pretty cool, so why don't we get started? Open up Revit if you haven't already, and for projects, let's go to New. Create a new project from an architectural template, and let's click OK. Now, the first thing I want to do is establish a couple reference planes. So on the Architecture tab, let's click Ref Plane. Let's draw it out pretty far. I'll give you a dimension. It's exactly 265 feet, approximately. I'm going to adjust my elevations so I can kind of see it. We'll probably need to make some further adjustments once we get the rest of the reference planes in here. I'm going to select this reference plane, and the name is going to be Center. And I'm going to click Apply. I'd like to create another reference plane right here. So on the Architecture tab, let's click Reference Plane. Let's draw one about yay long. Yay long translates to about 250 feet. I'm going to select this reference plane, and on the Modify panel, I'm going to click Array. I want it to be a linear array. Let's set 6. Let's move it to last. I'm going to pick a point here. I'm going to come down about 250 feet. 252 to be exact. Hit Escape a couple times. Let's move our elevations out of the way. Now here's what we need to do. We need to label each of these reference planes sequentially. So we're going to select the first reference plane, and the name will be 1. The second reference plane, 2. And so on down the line. Very nice. Now let's go to the west elevation. Let's add 2 more reference planes by offsetting this one. I'm going to right-click this reference plane. I'm going to create similar. On the Draw panel, I'm going to use my Pick Lines button. I'm going to offset these reference planes 100 feet in each direction. Zoom out a little bit. 1, then 2. Let's create some elevations. Let's alter level 2 to be 14 feet. Let's right-click on level 2. And let's create similar. On the Draw panel, pick your Pick Lines button. Let's offset 14 feet. Let's offset 1, 2, and then 3. Hit Escape a couple times. Select your elevations. Let's drag them out past our reference lines. And we can stretch these up as well. Click the Save button and put it somewhere where you'll be able to find it. I'm going to call it curtain wall Exercise. Click on Options. Maximum backups will be 1. Click OK. Click Save. Okay, the skeleton's in place. We're all laid out and ready to rumble. Remember, having a set of named reference planes will go a long, long way.